All right, so we're here at the University of Denver, the Graduate School of Social Work, and today we're talking about our bag of tricks. So if you start thinking about working with the dog professionally, you want to have this concept of bag of tricks, and this can be a metaphor, like your training. I have all these tricks that we worked on through training that's going to help us be successful in different settings, different environments, but I also have a physical bag of tricks here. So I just want you to start thinking about some of the things you might take with you if you were going to start partnering, working with a dog on a regular basis. So frequently the dog's going to get bored, so you want to have different outlets for boredom. They could come at the end or later in your session too. First and foremost, equipment. So Ozzy's wearing a Wonder Walker. He's also wearing his bib today. The bib is just a vest. This one happens to be our iHack vest. You can get a therapy dog in training vest, or you can just buy a bib on Amazon that says in training or give me space, whatever language you want to communicate to the public. This can help not only the dog know that they're working. If every time he wears this, we don't go potty, we don't greet dogs, or whatever the rules of your environment are, the things that might be helpful to you, it's going to make it easier over time to work through these scenarios. You can see Ozzy's getting pretty bored. So I want to start to think about the time frame and what's appropriate for working those dogs. He's had a big day all day. If it's hot, I always caution against bibs and vests. That's where something like a bandana that also carries language, logos, etc. Can really breathe for the dog. So one thing I always think about is, what is my dog supposed to do the whole time? Is he always in a training command, like a downstay? Or is he allowed to move around freely? Is he allowed to make choices? Or am I asking a lot of him to come and be really bored with me? So one thing in my bag of tricks might be a high value reward. This happens to be his Kong. Over here. Lay down. Good boy. So then if I wasn't going to pay very much attention to my dog, I could give him something to occupy himself. Likewise, I could also bring treats with me. I always have treats in my treat bag. I don't always like to wear a treat bag, especially if I'm working around other dogs. I might not want them getting into it, so it might need to be something more discreet. I like that because, boom, it's out of sight and it's gone. I can bring it back. I like to have it as, again, a steward of what kind of training techniques that I like to implement. So people see me giving my dog rewards, talking to my dog, telling him good boy. Frequently, if he gets bored, Ozzy, I could play little games with him. Ready? Come touch. Good boy. Ready? Go through. Good. Go through. Yeah. Good. Go around. All the way. Good. Sit. Down. Yes. All done. Yes. So that kind of relieves that boredom and stress. So think about, again, that's in my bag of tricks. It's not literally in there. For my physical bag, I might think about the type of work I did. If I work with kids, I might want to have something that I can use to talk about dogs. Or maybe I wasn't going to bring the dog the first time. So I might bring Sam the dog. This talks about feeding and caring for a dog and his needs and training techniques. Independent thought. Ozzy, come here. Ozzy, come over here. Good boy. Lay down. Ozzy, come here. Lay down. Good boy, stay. Here, you can read Sam the dog. I also always want to think about cleanliness. So my dog just got a bath. This is good news, bad news. It's good because he's really soft. It's bad because he's blowing coat. So I might want something that not only is a brush, but grabs hair. So these rubberized brushes are really good because they get not only that hair that's sitting on the surface, but some of that dead hair that's underneath without being a rake. I really like these if you're going to have clients brush your dogs because they can't push too hard. Let's say I brought my Furminator, which is my undercoat rake. Ozzy, hey, yeah, dogs are perfect, right? Lay down. Good boy, stay. He's very bored. But the whole point is, I don't need a lot of coaching for somebody to brush my dog in an appropriate way with a rubberized brush. So in my bag of tricks, I also am thinking about cleanliness. I've got poo bags and sanitation wipes or hand sanitizer at all times. Doesn't matter how well trained your dog is. If he gets GI upset, he eats something, he gets nervous or stressed, you might be dealing with poo. Poo happens, right? We'll keep it clean for this video. But the whole point is I'm prepared for any scenario. Also, being a good steward, if I see somebody else out there who needs a poo bag, I actually always have one in my back pocket, ready at the will. I wash a lot of those in the washing machine, but that way I'm always ready to deal with dogs discreetly. It is something we need to consider when we're working with dogs professionally in this way. I've got a clicker in case I want to teach him something new. I've also got water. I like these handy dandy water bowls that are both bowl and water in one, so I can pour some water in there. He can get a drink right there on the spot, and I can put it back nice and tidy. That way I've literally got tools. And then obviously you can see Ozzy's getting bored, he's starting to wander around. So what I do is, rather than plugging him full of treats the whole time, I'll have him go into a session and do what we call chaining, where he's got a bunch of these things to do in a row, and then when he's all done, Ozzy, come here. I would do this big ceremonial taking off of his vest. That means you're off duty. Okay. And then bring out his favorite toy or activity that he likes to do. This is going to be a better stress reliever than having a couple of biscuits for him. He gets to tug, get that energy out. Good boy. And I'd probably go outside and throw this after we went to a couple different environments. So really knowing your dog, knowing what kind of techniques you're going to be showing the community that you're using, what kind of methodology that you're practicing, and how prepared you are. So literally coming up with a bag of tricks. So think of this as both your metaphor and coming up with something tidy, that's easy, that's your dog bag. You're always willing to bring with you. Yeah, you're always willing to bring the Frisbee with you. And that's something I can always have with me and show clients and people that I'm working with how I work with my dog and how I'm prepared to work with my dogs at all time. All right, so literally I want you to make your own bag of tricks. Figure out what kinds of things you need to have in there, what kind of site assessment you need to do, and after you do your assessment, go there and practice with your dog. Take what you're going to actually have, whether you're using a different piece of equipment, if you're using a bib, if you're using leashes, collars, if your dog's off leash in there. Go when you don't need to do the work so that you can be attentive and focused on your dog's needs, and then it'll be so much easier when the time comes and you actually need to go and do the work. So I'm going to bag up my waters and my cons and all my stuff, and I'm going to go get this sled dog out for some playtime. You ready, Oz? You ready? Come on board, guy. All right, so that's today's learning lab. Think about your bag of tricks, all right? Have fun with it.